All right, then we are live. As you can hear, my voice is still not so good. Been recovering or I've been sick for a week, so this will be short recovery stream. Hello, everybody. My name is Jan Dvorak, aka Storyteller, and yeah, today will be a quick recovery stream, and that's not now. So I don't have really that much planned out, so we shall see how it goes. First things first, let's get here a new window. You check out what's going on. So let's start share screening. There we go. And let's take a look at the news since last time I checked. Okay, new Babel version. We can merge labeler. Well, we would merge that if I was outright. So let's get these at least approved. Maybe if GitHub doesn't have any bugs. I'm thinking I will stay about for 1 hour. So I think this is like a big questions and answers. If you're my sponsor, you can go to the link I sent you, was it I think last week or maybe the week before, and join me in here as well. And we'll talk some coding and we shall see where we are. So Meteor 2.14 is coming up, which I'm super excited about. And I think let's take a look. Oh, we jumped to RC3. That's new. What's happened since RC1 that I have? Okay, latest from Devel. History generation, npm mongo bump. I think that's probably what's causing the failed tests. That's always a bit of a issue. But I think we'll have Meteor 2.14 sometime this week. So super exciting stuff. And this bug is Meteor 3, not that important. And then we have here this thing called open source best practices, which I kind of pre-filled. And let me see if I can. So I did kind of like the initial setup for Meteor. So I want to kind of check in if I can do some management on this. And it's kind of, ask you a question about do we have README and all that stuff. It gets, do we have the proper license? How do we maintain our documentation and all that stuff? And, quality, security, and then some additional analysis, which with a lot of stuff, I have no idea. Let's see if I can do edit. No, that actually edits it. That's not what I want. Can delete. Oh, that's kind of unsettling or kind of disappointing that they don't have the option to have more managers here. That would be something I would expect from that. So doesn't look like it. Uh, so I'm thinking potentially this could be something that we can then join. Uh, as this better on stream, which I think would be kind of interesting to get more of an insight onto some of the more, how should we say, more deeper analytics, all that stuff. Or I can delete it. And I think it would be better if we kind of like do it together, so that Fred doesn't have to go through all these stupid things again. But it's kind of disappointing that sadly this doesn't allow to do it. But yeah, for open source projects, there's a lot of new things like this coming up. This is especially part of the OpenSSF project, or how should I call it? It has appeared on the Linux conferences. Uh, or at least that's where I kind of first got introduced to it. And yeah, it's about best practices for open source projects and all that stuff. So this is one of the many. Then there's also the OSS files that Jan has mentioned here. I think funny enough that also I tried to do this the track factor, which I think came to 1 or 0 or something like that. No, I don't know. It completely errored out. Couldn't figure it out, and so that's why I said, we are like either dead or most likely some sort of error. And that one is kind of trying to figure out how many people uh, do you need, or like how many people are needed to, or if they disappeared, then the project would be in serious trouble because they uh, leave with critical knowledge, which in a way has happened to Meteor multiple times, especially after MDG left the project. So that's where uh, I think this might be airing out, because it's probably see, okay, there's been a lot of people started leaving and nobody really replacing them on the projects. So that's something to be considering to the future, how to do that. And that's it, I think, for the quick news that I have for today, at least. Many thanks to, let's see, yeah, CoinLab here, working on this DP resumptions, which hopefully either will be in 2.15 or we'll have like some special release for people to test it, because this has been long and ongoing process. So with that done, there is one thing that I wanted to talk originally, probably next time because of my throat. So should probably, let's see, which is the Techno Optimist Manifesto. And I'm kind of, how should I say, also waiting for some other people to have a feedback on it. And if possible, I would like to talk with Alim Ghaffar more about it. That would be kind of the uh, ideal of everything. So, but let me put this into the chat. So I would say it's very interesting read for everybody to kind of go through. my primary thing, what I like about it, that it's optimistic and it's like, not, doom and gloom end of the world. And I would probably say actually the first thing to actually read is the, or was it? Yeah, The Meaning of Life, which kind of sets the limits. And I think that should be actually maybe even the first thing, because in the initial, or pretty much like before, it's like a very absolutist, and this can kind of like discards that. And it's like, oh, it's we are not so absolutist in a way, which kind of downplay what has been there. But I would say, here the enemies, all these things, I fully agree with them there. So, and okay, so that's the, oh wait, they actually put it as their main thing. Nice, actually much better looking. So I like this. I should definitely, definitely this is something that I will be looking to talk about and discuss. And uh, in the future, because right now, as you can probably tell, I don't have the voice to manage it, and that leaves us to kind of would be waiting. First of all, hello everybody who is watching. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you are here watching, and let's see what is going on in the world. And in this limited world, let's start with the Meteor forums. Like 16 stuff things. Um, okay, so we already saw that. And I should probably open up, since I'm here with so many news, open up my community podcast and start gathering information for this. So this will definitely be something that we'll be talking about. Let me find this week. It's going to be 12:15. So Meteor 2.14. I'm suspecting that we'll have piece of this week, given how things are going fast. So it's 14 days old. So Fred has taken care of it. That's good. And that's not what I want, but this is a big ongoing issue. Let's see what this Yeah, so there is a constantly, I would say, panic with some people around meter three, and it's just usually that they haven't been paying attention, and now they come and see that there's lot of things, a lot of commits. Development has been very long, and oftentimes I think the biggest panic comes when they look at, well, I will have to ask and talk more people about it, but oftentimes I think it comes when they look at their dependencies. And I think, that's, as I said, that's why it's panic, because they see they have a lot of dependencies and some of them are maybe not maintained. And there is a realization that they will actually have to stop for a while and go do an audit of their dependencies and all the stuff. And what I think, in a way, good and bad, is that Meteor has really made it super easy to upgrade in the past as compared like to other techs. So people have maybe potentially gotten too comfortable uh, to with this, and suddenly there's like this big thing, so they're not used to it. It's not something that they have planned with, because usually the updates have been super cool, and that's I think where kind of this panic is coming from. I think, and I think most of the time it's not as bad as people think it is. Um, and I'll be open, if you have questions about Meteor 3 upgrade or want me to do a audit of your application, reach out to me and I'll be happy to arrange something for you. It's not going to be free because I don't have much of free time. So anything I spend outside of, what I've already promised to do, that needs to be compensated. So I'm open, to take look at this. And let's see, I think by the end of this month, I think I will probably prepare some sort of a package or something. First, it's going to be an audit where I'm going to go in your application. I'll go through it, tell you what you need to watch out for, what's going to be the biggest issues for your upgrade, where to look for stuff. So that's going to be one kind of the initial audit package. And since I'm just like kind of looking through it, given the size of the application, I think that's going to determine the price. But usually that's, for me, since I'm constantly in it, it will not take that long. But for somebody who hasn't been paying that much attention or doesn't have the time to do it themselves, I will probably save hours of time doing this. And then the next step would be uh, probably not upgrading it for you all the way. I don't think I have that time, but if you shower me with some nice money that makes sense, then I might consider it. But I might kind of create maybe specific guide for you. But I think that doesn't make any sense. I'll have to think more about that second part because of the actual upgrade there. I think based on the audit, we can then, if there's like more people doing the audit with me, I can then go and say, okay, these packages are an issue. And we can then, with these companies, we can pull together some finances to upgrade those packages or do something about them. I think that's kind of the main thing that I'm looking to do. And going back to, what's it, one one was the panic. Second one was if you have like a super large application, and now you have to do it. And to that, I would really like to actually see. I'm not sure. I don't recall which one it was, but I do recall somebody who was also panicking because, like, we have hundreds of methods and hundreds of subscriptions and all that stuff, or but like it was like really large number, and we have like super large app, and then we had that person coming back later, and as they started doing the upgrade from 2.8 or onward, and said, it's not so bad, a lot of repetition, but it's actually going pretty smoothly, and if you just do it as you come across it, it really gets a lot of stuff solved, or like you can get rid of, or you can get through a lot of things without any problem. So there was that. So I think panic really is not something that you should have here. I think, again, I would like to remind everybody that State of JavaScript is out, and to take it, especially to vote for Meteor in other tools backend frameworks, and which is something that I actually need to put together because I am behind, thanks to the sickness and everything, on another thing, which is my sponsors newsletters. My apologies about that. Be a lot of windows. So should definitely have get that sorted out. This is kind of big, and here we have a discussion about uh, backend frameworks. Um, and there has been this talk about HTMX, which I find interesting. HTMX, which is going to be usually hassle to find because it just goes to HTML docs and blah 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 blah. So of course you have to kind of tweak it by searching for HTML docs. So, but let's see. And this is kind of an extension of HTML, and that does some things. It does all that stuff, and I am, how should I say it? I have the same feeling as I have about Angular and similar JavaScript and HTML approaches. I just don't like it unless it becomes a standard that's working out of the box by browsers, and these things are kind of the default that I don't have to do anything extra for. Then yes, but other than that, I prefer the approach of HTML in JavaScript that React has, so I can have all my JavaScript code and all that stuff in there, and the HTML is just, well, it's using pretty much the the default functions. And let me actually make this bigger for you guys. There we go. That's not a good quality. Let me see. Is there any reason why it's such a bad resolution? That's so strange. I'll be able to try some other things in the future with this. But yeah, so this is the classical JavaScript in HTML approach, although in this case, really not that much. So if this does, but here, like, it gets more and more. And yeah, this is the prime examples. Like I don't, it's just, I don't like it. I find it ugly. Though you could probably say the same thing about React and some of the code in there. So it's just a really matter of preference. So I'm not really that much into it. And I have seen similar, how should I put it, trends and all that stuff. And with me here, like asking, oh great, you have a text here. How do you do this with internationalization and all that stuff? So a lot of things. I've seen it, similar approaches, and with these things like this, oh, well, I shall wait to see if it actually survives, if it makes it, and becomes more interesting than what it is right now. Oh wait, I wanted to. Let me get started on this in the background. Over. And yeah, I will have to do a lot of stuff, but I want to put in here state of JavaScript. If you missed it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, 2 weeks back, we had Sasha Grief, the author of State of JavaScript survey, on our Friday dispatches with a quick interview. So I would say highly recommend to check it out. Kind of talked about his involvement. Oh, they've changed his involvement and all the other things that they have. Kind of like around stuff, how it's going. And my dream eventually is to have a long-term interview with him in the future in person in Kyoto once I get there. But that is more in the future once I actually can get over to Japan. So what do we have here? And This is interesting to set up in how to do it. Subcategory, so they are like, better see the releases. So that's my suggestion there, to have like a subcategory instead, because it's always, this is forum. Okay, why is my phone beeping? But that's pretty cool because I think it's called forum, so you can also adjust things here as well. And my personal crusade is to remove the uncategorized thing here to 0 eventually. So so whenever you post, please put it in a category so we know what this actually is. So, and especially like if you put it in the help category, it will get some additional features there. So you can then select, the proper answer and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like, oh, any help is appreciated, then freaking put it into the help category so people know that, yeah, and then you can also click here, a solution. It will make things go faster. But that's also, I would say, one of my deformation where I really like to have everything put in, and if it's not like in a category, it makes me uncomfortable. So let's see what else we have here in the news. React app have low performance score in Lighthouse report after converting it to SSR. That is strange. That usually should be the other way around. And recently I did like a Lighthouse report, and it wasn't that bad, at least not like this. So it's you can really make a lot of stuff. So, and I wanted here at Linux ARM. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Hey Shelby, everybody else, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. And this is more of a be off for half an hour before my voice gives completely out. So if you have any specific topic or idea I want to discuss, I'm right now just going through the forums, checking out for the news for this Friday's topic, and I'll probably jump because I think there was something else on GitHub that got me tagged. That's why my phone was going crazy. And we had Larry, I think that's his name, last Friday on the show. So, and he's doing amazing things around Recon and all that stuff. So let's see. Let's open that. And I'm not sure if this is something to put into our show or not. Let me just put this right here at top to have a reminder. And let's see if there's anything else interesting. And yeah, this is this Friday's episode. So that's the one I've been talking about. Highly recommend it to watch to get more about this amazing project and about Lori as well. Let me put this link into the chat so it's easily accessible. And yeah, this is just him doing. Uh, it's absolutely crazy. This, it's an open source Kanban. I need to get it really going and play with it more. And because on the lore you can see, like, where it's like so many places you can deploy it and use it, all that stuff. It's just like he's like checking boxes of as many things as possible to have it everywhere. And just wow. Like, so there is a lot of things. And if you are using it and need some commercial support or anything like that, I recommend it as well. Let's take a quick look what the notification I got on GitHub here was about, or if it's just no. So it just looks like it's something old that my phone picked up. That sometimes happens when you like refresh your uh, phone or like reopen it or start charging it. So like a lot of things come up and start checking for updates, and it's gonna be like uh, hours after the fact. I occasionally get like updates that, oh, so and so started streaming, and it's like 2 days later after it happened. So which is super annoying. And okay, so we actually been there. I should probably start posting more notes. Uh, okay, this is super interesting. So all about Meteor 3 migration, everything. So this is something I will have to also shout out and look more into. Before another. Okay, so let me get back there. Yeah, if you have any questions, suggestions, feel free to put them in a chat. It can be either meteor related or completely unrelated. It's going to be about anything. I'll be happy to respond. So pretty much I'm open up to talking anything, and if not, then I'll mention it if it's inappropriate or something like that. So that's fine with me. So go ahead, feel free to type the questions in the chat. If you're one of my sponsors, remember, check out your email, or on GitHub you should have an email with links to join me on the stream. I will stay on the live for another 20 minutes because, as you can hear, I'm recovering from being sick all last week. Still, even just this morning, things just got better. So don't want to overdo it. And so I will take my leave soon ish. I think we've kind of exhausted the Meteor forums. Well, actually, no, there was one more thing here that, yes, idea for Galaxy. That I wanted to reply here because there is a Galaxy. Damn it, looks like I will have to find it, which is not going to be. Pretty, because there is it this close news? Yes. Maybe. Yes, this is it. So what have I used here? Maybe GitHub. Let's see. Um, let's put it here. Galaxy has a suggestion box. Ideas. So that's what I wanted to put in here so that it goes there. And actually, this forward secrecy, that's what's my suggestion. Temporarily disable scaling rules, I think is one of mine, and this one is showing of triggers. That's another thing. So quite a few of these are here as well. So are mine suggestions. So be happy to have more people in there. So maybe some update over here. Yeah, that would be appreciated, but no. Okay, so I'm going to jump on the always useful Y Combinator to see the Hacker News. Transparent food, wood, not food. And let's see if anything catches my attention, or if you have anything that you want to cover in these last 18 minutes before I gonna disappear. Sorry, not really much of a preparation because of the sickness. So I'm just really getting through it to see if there's anything interesting. User interface typography, that's always. So, okay, so that's just a book. A lot of them like that. PTV. Oh yeah, I think I have PTV here. Yeah. Let's see where it opens up. There we go. Had some old projects here, but it's like a very nice editor. Looking at this, I'll have to really figure out why the quality of screen sharing is so low. Maybe let me try another thing here. Since this is all experimentation, I just shared a window. Let's see the next page. And how does it look? Yeah. Hoping it would get better, but apparently not. Wait, what? Yeah, that is. Wow, they don't have RSS feed of the official Chrome blog. And this is something that happens with the big companies, even if they're like big tech, that things start to, at some point, that there's like an inflection point when things go downhill. So Of course, we have the Yellowstone eruption thing. Oh, well, let's look at that. Surprising connection between after-hours work and decreased productivity. Define how to structure the work. Blah blah. Key learnings. Let's get straight into it. Employees who log off at the end of the workday are just 20% higher productivity scores than those who feel obliged to work after hours. Taking breaks, of course, improve productivity. Okay, and most people don't take breaks. Ideal amount of focus time is around 4 hours a day, and more than 2 hours daily meeting is the tipping point at which majority of workers feel overburdened by meetings. I can attest to that. 3 out of every 4 desk workers reports working 4 to 6 p.m. time frame. Of those, only 1 in 4 consider these hours highly productive. Yes. So that's really really huge. 3 to 6 p.m. time frame. I do recall, and I can see it even working from home, that morning is when I'm most productive, and in the afternoon, it's it's rare to be productive for me. Usually at 2 o'clock, I start listening to my podcast, or have like usually something on Wednesday. Especially, we have our company podcast that we are working on. So for me, unless it's like I'm actually working on like a podcast and like that, all the podcast keeps me busy, and or at least kind of surprisingly, I get more done during that podcast, even though I should probably listen more to it because it's news related. It kind of depends, if that work is engaging, then it doesn't matter, or if it's something I want to do. But if the work if I don't have the right mindset, then it's over. And yeah, it's let's see, it's just not working. So I will have to get, especially we have like one employee who like really works into the night, partially because he's insomniac. So I'm trying to get him to fix that. Andrew, if you're listening, go to bed. Uh, so because for him right now at this point, he should be getting to bed given the time zone changes. Something about authors. Um, oh my god, science. Yep, this is something that I have had or known about for a little bit. Is the issue with scientific papers. It's actually one of the reasons I think why my sister quit science and went into working for publishing house. And with her, it was the main reason that some secretary who had maybe help like with the grammar check or something was supposed to like wanted to take this authorship space, because in science how you put the way you put the name of the authors matters. So I think the first and last spot are important, and one of them indicates the actual author of the idea. I think it's the first spot, and the other indicates uh, like, and I think the supervisor or like the professor monitoring, especially if you're like in the PhD track. And so this secretary who had maybe like check a grammar or something and having like any scientific contribution to the paper at all, she wanted to take the most prestigious spots. So I think that's not really, don't recall how exactly that ended, but it was like one of the many things of that showed the issue. Okay, and this is worrying. Clinical medicine, IT. So yeah, and if you have people like this, then that's a problem. Because as obvious as it shows, if you publish a scientific paper every 5 days, then that's a problem. Part of it is, for example, in Czechia, the culture from from what I know from my friends in science is it's like really publish or perish, and it's like you need to publish every month or something crazy like that, or you won't get financing and stuff like that. So um, people here publish often, and it's like just sometimes it's just like a status report on how the experiment is going. So there's like no space really for long-term experiments and other things. And I think it's part of the other issue or the general big issue that we have, not just in science but everywhere, that the systems that kind of got us where we are right now um have been taken over, I would to a certain bigger or lesser degree, with people who have not properly kind of been transitioned to be in those positions, or who don't care, or for whatever reason are not as capable as before, or have just different morals or ethics. And that then leads to that the weaknesses of those systems start manifesting more and more until until and this also like happens also like even with the strengths will turn into weaknesses, and when that happens it's a collapse. So I think that we'll see stuff like this more and more, and a lot of institutions have really fallen when it comes to trustworthiness, and that's going to have, well, in many cases they totally deserve it because of how they have been acting uh, in recent years, and or for the last decade. So it's kind of justly have fallen, I could say, in trustworthiness and all those things. And it's probably going to get worse, I expect. But that's for, I would say, much more darker podcast. So then we have another super smart EU plan, sarcasm. Let's see what this is. Okay, so the Guardian here is telling us that banning geo-blocking, aiming for lowest common denominator of human experience. This nonsense. Prominent filmmakers have warned against a move that could make European public broadcaster streaming offerings accessible from anywhere within the EU, predicting that it would unravel the industry business model and let the build films, blah, blah, blah. No, It will unravel the industry business model. That's all it is. You know, I would say the dumbing down of films is happening already thanks to China, as everybody has wants to get there for some unbelievable reason. And like, within EU to have no geo blocking, that's a no brainer. Given it's not the EU part of it's like, one single shared market is the goal. So not having not having like geo restrictions is nonsense. And I think the main thing there is just about how they have different prices for different regions and all that stuff. Yeah, this I think this comment really. Geo-blocking allows streaming companies to prepare less attractive media catalog that goes by the same price, content where content is more generous. Access to media should be same for the whole continent, or at least within the European Economic Zone, I think, or I'm not sure what the A stands for. So absolutely, yeah, this has been like an ongoing thing for, well, at this point it will be almost a century. Try to geo block so that started with CDs and DVDs where they have like a specific zone. So if you bought a DVD in America, you couldn't go with that and play it in a DVD player from Europe because it was a different zone. And just stuff like that, especially in today's day and world, I think doesn't have merit. So what do we have here? A plea. Please expose your RSS. People's RSS feed links seem simple enough. Go to our website and go RSS subscribe link, but it was surprised to find that people don't have a link anywhere to their feed. So yeah, sure. Think it's more of a thing for people who are like kind of more in the technical and highly productive stuff, not that much into, I would say, like general people, because most people don't have idea about RSS. So, but that's fine. I have it on my website, I think, as well. Or do I? I don't post there anything. I just aggregating from other places, and that will actually be uh, probably one of these streams coming up. Not sure if later this month or afterwards. I will have to check. Where I'll take my Meteor personal website and move it to Meteor 3. That will be kind of my goal in one of those streams. So that is the news, at least from very quickly looking at things. I'm afraid this is kind of my limit at this point. So I will end it here unless you quickly write me some question into comments or suggestions, or maybe some of my sponsors joins me. do let me know if you have any questions. What do you think, or if you want me something to cover? Apologies for still sick, so not much really to do. So this was kind of more of a impromptu to see what's going on in the Meteor community while I'm away and all that stuff. So let's see. I'm supposedly have some message somewhere. Nothing here. So why am I seeing this? Oh, it's not a server. So now checking back here, I don't see any comments. So with that, I will finish it here, get some tea, and hopefully to feel my voice more. And then I should see you if you are watching me on our stuff on Wednesday. This time around, I'll probably do only the Literary Universe Fixing Things Together stream, which will be maximum 2 hours. And after that, I have so it goes 2 to 4. Then I have 2 hour break, and then from 6 onwards, it's a relaxation stream. It will that one the relaxation stream on Wednesday will depend on how I'm feeling, and so if I'm feeling great, if my voice is fine after the first stream, then it will happen. But probably not. So yeah, that will be that. And of course, on Friday at 3:30 Central European time, I will be back on Meteor Dispatches, talking about the weekly news from Meteor, unless I get really badly sick. So that's that. So yeah, I hope you see you around, and yeah, I will catch you on Wednesday, hopefully, unless I get more sick. Who knows? It's winter after all. So everybody, thanks for watching. I'm hoping to then see you on Wednesday, or if not, or Friday, or if not, then next Monday. I'll have something more prepared. Stay healthy, stay warm, and I will see you around.